Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take. It's all brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and our good friends at Bowers & Company CPAs. St. Bonaventure got run out of the gym, man. I mean, that's just all there is to it. They lost by 23 points on the road against St. Louis. And I don't know how everybody else felt, but I literally right from the start was like, nope. It just didn't have the feel of a game that the Bonnies could hang around in. I mean, they were relying on Venning basically the whole way. 23 points. They got nothing out of Banks, nothing out of, well, Luke made a couple, tough shots, kind of runners and all that in the first half. They got nothing from Barry Evans. They got only 4 points from Farrell. And their bench produced, a pretty sizable chunk of the points, right? I mean, they scored 19. The problem was on the other side, at one point, St. Louis's bench had scored 34. And if I do quick math on their bench, 11 and 9, 20, 26, 8, 34 on the nose. So they were able to really get the ball all over the place. I thought Bonaventure actually did a fairly decent job at the point of attack to try to stop Yuri Collins, the talented guard. But the problem was if he could get past that first step, if he could get past that point of attack, and he was wherever he wanted to go, well, there you go. And he really broke it down and dissected Bona's defense. 11 points in this game, but he had 14 assists, which was huge in this game. The Bonnies also got killed on the boards. I mean, I was just mentioning, getting beat to balls and all the rest. They got out-rebounded in this game 35-25. Shot selection was not great. They only hit 3 three-pointers. They gave up 10. So when you look at each end of it here, the Bonnies didn't have most of it, and St. Louis had all of it on the other end. This game was just really purely, for me, about, just getting beat to the ball. They looked like they were physically inferior, and they just couldn't make shots and get in any kind of a rhythm. There was an uncomfortability right from the get-go, you could tell. And then eventually in the first half, the Bonnies, they kept kind of hanging in there. Then they get down at one point here. It was just 20. I'm trying to find the time of the game where who was it that made the jumper? Yeah, okay, it was Pickett for St. Louis who made the jumper. And then the teams kind of went back and forth a little bit. And then right around that 8-minute mark, the Bonnies just literally stopped scoring. They weren't moving without the ball great. And then St. Louis would get the ball, they'd score, and then, nothing on the other end. I mean, Bonaventure went multiple minutes without points until Flowers made that jump shot with 6:06 to go. And then St. Louis went on an even bigger run. And then by the time you looked up at halftime, this game was, a 16-point game. And you're like, okay, if they had kept it to 5 to 8 points, maybe I would have been okay in the second half, thinking that maybe they could mount a comeback. But then in the second half, it was just purely all, St. Louis in this game. And it was just too much athleticism, too much rebounding, too much hustle, just better overall guard play for St. Louis. Again, not a lot of threes made for St. Bonaventure, pulling back in. Sometimes a three-point shot, if you're playing really poorly in a lot of other areas, you can make up for it with three-pointers. Bon only hit 3 of those today. So there just wasn't a lot there. If you go to the second half and you look at 23 points, Bonaventure got a free throw at 18:36, and they a jumper at the 18-minute mark. Venning jumper, made free throw, right? But then they're still down 12 points, with 16:47. It just every single time it maybe felt like Bonaventure could come back just a little bit. They just went through those horrible stretches where they just couldn't get a bucket. Same type thing from, right around that 11. I mean, the mark here of the made free throw at 13:13. All the way down, Bonaventure didn't score until the 10-10 mark. They just had a lot of chunks like that where they just did not perform and produce some points. So rough game, but you know what, you got to throw it away, and they're 500, they're 2-1 in conference. We've talked about how bad the A-10 is this year. I have no idea what to expect from this team, honestly, on a game-to-game basis. I did not expect them to win today. I know I didn't do a preview video, but I didn't expect them to win today, and I think Wednesday is going to be tough at Rhode Island as well. They get down, back to the RC for the Richmond game on the 14th. I'll actually be at that one if anybody wants to hang out, and we'll see where this team goes from here. But again, the overall picture is you're going to go up and down the roller coaster with this team, and you just hope that by the end of February, they're playing their best basketball of the season. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take. The Bonnies get blown out against St. Louis here today, and this video is brought to you by our good friends at Stanley Law Offices, the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group, and Welch & Company Jewelers. Hey, if you're looking for jewelry, the top-notch jewelry around bracelets, watches, necklaces, you name it, wedding rings, engagement rings, it's all there at Welch & Company Jewelers, the official jewelry store of the ML Sports Platter. You can shop the showcase at welchjewelers.com. That's Welch, just like Dominic Welch, welchjewelers.com. And of course, pick out that special something for that special someone. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.